Welcome to more creepy videos and let's dive in.
Cartoon Network, huh? Series creator has been arrested on charges having to do with children. And I think you know what we're getting at here. This man, Kyle Carrozza, has allegedly possessed over 600 pictures of children. Let's see. You ever heard of Mighty Magiswords? He created that show. The SpongeBob movie. He worked in the animation department. Fairly Odd Parents, storyboard artist, and the list goes on. I mean, this is a massive list of shows this guy worked on. If you guys haven't watched Quiet on Set, you need to go watch that because it just opens your eyes to how sick the industry can get sometimes, especially these ones when they're dealing with kids. It's just sad, man.
Does anyone else feel like since 2020, it's as though the veil's being lifted and we're constantly seeing this continuous evil being exposed? Every move he made down those steps and through that building, I was thinking to myself, they're definitely going to get him. They're definitely going to get him.
Have y'all seen what I just saw? They're reporting that 80,000 people at a Travis Scott concert caused an earthquake. That's not what I think it is. I can't show you an example on this platform, but I can tell you that is a warlock, that was a giant chant, and they were literally casting spells, and when everyone went together, they all matched their aura at the same exact time. This is the same kind of crap we see at the Grove. Almost identical. Y'all, it's a ritual. It's a satanic ritual. And people that try to deny that he's a warlock, I don't even have time for y'all no more. When the end arrives, it's really the beginning. The true dystopia is here. Know what lies beneath the surface? Did you forget his hell invite? It's literally a painting from the 1500s called Christ in Limbo. Like in the same concert when he created that portal. That earthquake was literally God because he's angry, or because the magic these people are doing. These guys aren't even coherent right now. It's a trance, a mass trance.
How Travis Scott is even allowed to hold any more ceremonies after his last ritual is beyond me, but I actually had to rewind that clip back there because all I could see was the pentagram, and so I took a screenshot of it. Don't tell me that doesn't look like the pentagram.
Simpsons writer avoiding questions by these guys interviewing him. They started bringing up how the Simpsons have predicted many things, and the guy instantly started saying, oh no, don't believe those, it's a coincidence, etc.
So that's the season where y'all predicted Donald Trump, right?
Don't believe those. It's just coincidence. You mean all those predictions, Donald Trump, aliens were gonna come? It was just...
At this point, he even started speaking about a whole other topic. Even the guy called him out on this.
Did you see the second Back to the Future movie?
I also saw it was a 9/11.
No, did you see Back to the Future?
Well, it kind of seems like you're switching the topic.
These guys did not hold back. They kept asking about it. But this time it just seemed that he was avoiding the questions fully. Let me know your thoughts on this.
Predict anything, but I don't know.
You've seen it, right? The Twin Towers, the Nine. The Twin Towers beside it.
So how would you explain it?
Hold on a second.
When you throw in Donald Trump's predictions into the same bracket as like an alien invasion or that aliens are coming, you're definitely hiding something there. And I think with him, he knows those guys are onto something and he's trying his best to try and deflect that situation.
1 year, 12 months. This is the statistics. What's going on is insane. You ready? Listen to the numbers. Okay. Australia, an estimated 20,000 children are missing every year. Canada, 45,000. Germany, 100,000. India, 96,000. Jamaica, just under 2,000. Russia, 45,000. Spain, 20,000. United Kingdom, 112,000. United States, 460,000 children are missing a year. Just under 1 million children missing yearly. Wake the fuck up, people. Something real bad going on here. Fact check yourself at globalmissingkids.org.
I honestly didn't know that there's over 1 million that goes missing every year. I mean, in the UK and the US alone is over 500,000. I mean, what I found sad and atrocious about this is the fact that there's no awareness made whatsoever by any news outlet, and that tells me everything that you need to know. So apparently this happened at Trevor International Airport, and out of the 19 people that were on flight, 18 were staff members who sadly passed, while the other was a pilot who was rushed to hospital. I don't know what the update is on there, but hopefully he is or she is recovered. But yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to them and their families as well.
Did anybody else think that looked just a bit too personal? Because my guy came out of there like the freaking Kool-Aid guy.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it is not that uncommon for whales to have unfortunate encounters with humans, you might say.
Oh. I got him. I got him on video. I got him on. He knocked it over.
But I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever seen or heard of a whale capsizing a boat. I'll tell you one thing though, this is going to be an experience that these guys are not going to soon forget.
In its own weird way, I would say he was lucky. And the reason why I say that is because if he had been out in the middle of the night, on his own, with no other fishermen, and he was fishing, and then that happened, and the whale capsized his boat, there's a good chance he probably wouldn't have survived.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
So I ordered Popeyes, right? And I got chicken tenders. What the hell is this? These are not chicken tenders.
Crazy as shit ever. Oh my god!
Never seen this a day in my life. It's still alive. You're not gonna believe this. I've been drinking this all day. That is a frog. In my cup that I've been drinking all day. A frog.
I opened a can of Spam.
The chicken at the start of that clip was bad, but it was nowhere near as bad as cooking with Jack.
Buttermilk, and we're going to dry rub it, okay? Here we go.
That's so gross. Look how pink it is right there, baby.
I want to know where their parents were and why their front door was left wide open. I mean, this perfectly demonstrates why you should always ensure that your front and back doors are always locked.
Filmed at a concert, the clip shows a concert goer doing something highly unusual a few rows ahead. The video captures a man with his arm raised, seemingly commanding a swarm of flies with his hand.
Who else thought of 11 and Stranger Things?
You guys have been asking if I've ever found a copy of the Necronomicon? The answer is yes. There it is. Look at that. That's exactly what I thought it would look like. The Necronomicon. And this Necronomicon has a 4-inch painting. How cool is that?
I come from a family that's always loved the paranormal and horror, and I remember growing up watching things like The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, but never once did I think the Book of Necronomicon would actually be real.
Deeply disturbing and shocking video of a murder in broad daylight. On May 3rd, the victim, Stephen Anderson, is walking on Woodridge Square Drive to pick up his mail. He turns around at the sound of a screeching car speeding right into him. We're pausing the video right before he gets hit. The car reverses and hits him again, pushing him further into the street. Neighbors are on the phone, frantically calling 911. And that's when the suspect, Karen Fisher, identified in court records as a man, but also described as she by police, returns with a knife in hand. The suspect yanks and flips Anderson over, straddles him, and kisses him. We're not showing what happens next because it's too graphic, but that's when police say Fisher stabs him 9 times. She casually walks off as if nothing happened and neighbors just watch. She then tries getting into another car while talking to witnesses. When that's unsuccessful, she leaps over the body and walks away. 20-year-old Karen Fisher is in jail tonight, charged with murdering the 64-year-old. Her bond is set at $2 million.
All you could see was evil in those eyes, but you can't help but think that there's something more personal to that story. I mean, we know from studies conducted in the past that the majority of people who become trans because of what they experienced in their younger days. And who's to say that this isn't one of those cases?
We don't like to talk about this subject, but it's time. If you spend any time around kids under a certain age, you've sensed the bombshell that has dropped today. A Skibidi Toilet film and TV franchise is in the works from producer-director Michael Bay. For any of my older viewers who don't know what Skibidi Toilet is, it's simply the most popular franchise in the history of the world. Its audience is larger than that of Harry Potter, Marvel, and Star Wars combined. Now listen to me. I know how you're feeling right now. And for any of my younger viewers, someday this will happen to you too. The world will leave you behind. This is the way of things. This is nature taking its course. I know that watching the old world die can feel like a tragedy. I know that the sound of the new world being born can seem to your ears like a tune sung by a madman. But you cannot stop what's coming. There is only one way to survive. You must learn to dance to the madman's tune. Otherwise, you are consigning yourself to being buried with the old world. You'll have essentially flushed yourself down the skibbity toilet of history.
I am done with this world. Like, I am just going to switch off.
You guys want to hear something terrifying? The Prophecy of the Popes.
Oh boy.
This book in the Vatican archives predicted every single pope from 1143 all the way to our current pope. But the scary thing is, after Pope Francis, the last one, it just says Judgment Day.
Oh gosh.
It literally ends after Pope Francis?
Yes. The creepiest thing, inside St. Paul's Basilica, bordering the whole inner sanctuary, is a picture of every single pope. But what's weird is that there's only a certain amount of markers where you can put a picture. There's one left after Pope Francis. They have always said once that last slot is filled, it will be the end of the world. What he predicted, the time it took to go from the first pope that he wrote about to the halfway mark was 422 years. And he's saying from the middle one to the end, another 422 years will be the end of the world. If you do 422 in the middle pope, which was 1585, that year is 2027.
Dang!
It's even weirder. Pope John the 23rd, he said that the end of the world would happen 2,000 years plus Christ's life. So that adds up to 2027 as well.
Life these days is uncertain, and it could be easy to say that yes, 2027 will be the year where everything goes down. But you know, a wise man once roamed this earth, and he said out of his own mouth that not even he knows the hour or the day, and he passed away at the age of 33. So I'd rather believe every word that comes out of that man's mouth than any word that comes out of man.
I don't scare easily, but this clip scared the living hell out of myself and my live last night. Okay, what? A doll is an automatic no for me. What? Gosh, the way it just sits up like that. No, man, come on. Somebody tell me this is fake. What was that?
If that was my doll in my house, do you know what I would do with it? I would take it to a chiropractor because that posture is shocking.
You will never see Ava Chris Tyson in another MrBeast video after today, because Ava has just officially quit due to allegations of inappropriate behavior towards a minor. But now even Jimmy is being dragged into this, so here's what's going on. Now it seems to have all started last month when an investigative journalist with a small YouTube channel posted a series of videos bringing up Ava's past. Now these videos are collectively over 2 hours of footage. So to make it simple, you can put these accusations into 3 separate categories because each of them have a bunch of sub-accusations and stories. Accusation number 1, inappropriately communicating with a 13-year-old boy when Ava was 20. Number 2, supporting and purchasing art from an individual who is known to have created illegal artworks of the CP variety. And number 3, general inappropriate tweets, comments, and messages, which aren't accusations themselves but were used to demonstrate that this inappropriate behavior was not isolated but rather a pattern. Now slowly after these allegations started gaining traction online, Ava deleted everything off Twitter and Snapchat, which only made it worse, and it got so big that some of the largest creators in the world started speaking about it, like Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, Ninja, and Penguin Zero, until the point where last night Ava finally addressed it. Ava apologized for any unacceptable past actions and said, "I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people that I work with at MrBeast, which is why I stepped away." Ava also denied ever grooming anyone and added that the person who is the claimed victim has vocally supported that it's all false. But despite the intention for it to not impact MrBeast, it may be too late. That's because during the peak of all of these allegations, a creator by the name Jake the Viking, who used to be an employee and featured in a number of MrBeast videos, tweeted 2 words: Jimmy new. But not only did that fuel a bunch of people going after Mr. Beast, but it also kind of backfired on Jake, because people started pointing out that if Jimmy did in fact know, Jake would have known too, but he didn't say anything until it was trending. Mr. Beast hasn't publicly said anything about the situation, but of course, I'll keep you guys updated.
I can forgive people for a lot of things, but I don't know if I can forgive someone like that, to be honest with you. But in terms of Jimmy, Mr. Beast, do you think he knew? And if he did know, why didn't he do anything about it before? Let's be honest, who was smoking while watching that clip?
For $24 million, it is now possible to change your face. This process requires a donor, who can either be a recently deceased person whose body is well preserved or a living volunteer. The procedure involves cutting the entire face with a laser and sewing it back together. It's much more complicated than it sounds, as it involves managing muscular, nervous, and fatty layers along with the skin, all carefully removed and reattached. They spent 15 years perfecting this process to achieve a 100% success rate. At $24 million, it's not accessible to everyone. Our knowledge in surgery is advancing every day, and it's incredible to be able to achieve such a feat. Some argue that this could save lives and improve the quality of life for many people, especially victims of severe burns or deformities. Others fear it could lead to abuses, where wealthy individuals might simply buy a new appearance, creating a new form of inequality.
I think it's really sad that there's people out there who hate their appearance that much that they'd be willing to do anything just to change it.
Got it here, and he's made a lot of use out of it. Here we go! You underestimate my power!
Я думаю...
It's gonna land and set him down like that.
Isn't that amazing? I said, Lord, why? And she said, he got right down over me and he said, well, I got to repent. That's not what the master said. I'm going to have to do something about this. But mighty. Yeah, right there. Don't do that.
If you enjoyed this compilation, I've got a completely different compilation right here for you. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching with me. Like and subscribe for the next video. And until then, look after yourselves, stay safe and stay healthy. And I'll see you then.